Hey y'all, it's almost time. Almost time to kick off the 2025 NCAA college gymnastics season. And no one is more excited than we are. Why, may you ask? Well, we have 227 Region 5 alums in the NCAA. Kim, 227. That's a lot. That look forward to putting on that shiny, glitter Leo and represent their schools every week, beginning the very first weekend of 2025. Of that 227, 48 are freshmen who have waited a long time for this moment. We're going to talk about those who we are looking forward to seeing or believe we will see this season. We'll break down some of the big routines we are expecting to see on each event, what's up for week one of our third year of the Region 5 University, and news on some of the preview meets that we have been seeing so far, including a flashback to the 1980s piano-played floor music. Two big name alums have made returns to the sport for a fifth year, and we have a new fun addition to our College Salute coverage to fill you in on. This is our 2025 College Salute NCAA preview, and this is the place you go for all you need to know about how our Region 5 alums are doing during their NCAA careers. You know Kim, and of course I'm Jason, and we're going to kick this preview off with the only podcast who raps gymnastics on every show. Kim, I know you'll be inspired to up your game each week, so let's get started here. It's time for the preview rap.
Here we go, one more time, everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now, yes, 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 here we go. R5 has got the flow. Throw your hands in the air and please don't move your feet. Here we go now. You know the party's here. Listen along and have no fear. The College Salute is here to make you people scream. Now is the time for us to get online. Come on, Gymnastics people, there's a party going on. 'Cause tonight is the night. College gym's gonna start out right. Just get up, feel the flow, and here we go.
All right. That's kicking off our 2025 preview. Kim, another awesome rap.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed these raps, especially the ones for our alumni conversation with obviously each of our alums. And if you haven't heard yet the one for Ella Chamati, you need to go catch that one. I think it's the best so far. So definitely catch that. But hey, our College Salute family has grown in the last few years, and we are so excited about that. Thank you so much. But we want to continue to grow in 2025. So a free way to support our show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the College Salute podcast. Tell us what you love about the show and what you'd like to see improved. The review helps others discover our podcast and join our Region 5 family. Help us to continue to grow our podcast, which is the only regionally based gymnastics podcast in the country. We continue to show our love for our Region 5 alums throughout their college careers, so please show us some love with a review and a 5-star rating. All right, as you know, most of the time in our show, we do what we call the Fab Five, and we tend to get very long in our Fab Five, a scroll of people, a scroll of ideas, topics, stuff like that. So we are actually going to separate those this year, and we'll get to our new segment in a little bit. But our Fab Five is going to be strictly 5. We have 5 each for this podcast, however, because obviously we have so many freshmen and so many people we want to talk about that we each get our own 5. And I'm going to let Kim go first. Let's start talking about the 5 freshmen that you are most excited to see this year in the NCAA.
I mean, we really could have gone like age before beauty, but I mean, whatever, I'll go first. Anyways, okay, so my Fab 5, which, be surprised, Gym Tournette world, I kept it to 5.
I forced her to.
He did, it hurt. Anyways, so number 1, Keely Collier from EMU, Eastern Michigan. I am so looking forward to seeing her. I saw her at their mock meet, their inner squad that they had. She is stunning on bars. Well, she's always been stunning on bars, but her bars is just that much better coming into college. Katie told me they widened the bar set for her, so her bail's a little wonky, but her dismount and her form is just unmatched. It's so beautiful. At the inner squat, she competed beam also, which again, stunning. She has such gorgeous lines, presentation. I can't wait. She's gonna be my next Ella Chamati on beam because she is that gorgeous. I can't wait to see what the season holds for her, and I'll get to commentate for her, which is even better.
Yes, one of my faves as well. Keely Kohler has always been fun to watch in club gymnastics, as you mentioned, bars and beam, and we've already seen her in those events, like Kim said, and I expect to see more of her obviously this season.
Number 2, Drake White from NIU. Her floor, I am the most excited to see her on floor because in club she always had gorgeous floor routines. Just her showmanship is just unparalleled. Such a big performer. So, and I mean, she has some great tumbling as well, but it's the showmanship on floor for me, and I just cannot wait to see her. I hope she really breaks into the lineup and has a great freshman year.
Yeah, she's very powerful. Expect her on vault, maybe some bars and beam down the road, but definitely floor and vault. I'm excited this year because our schedule and club has changed since I've moved gyms in the off season, and I get to go watch more of the NIU meets. So I'm excited to see Drake live in her freshman year, and that's going to be exciting. And obviously to give you some play-by-plays as well as some behind-the-scenes stuff from NIU meets will be fun. So.
You could commentate for them.
No, I cannot. Anyway, okay, moving on. Moving on.
Don't get any ideas.
I'm gonna take my commentating to a little bit different level this year, which we will talk about. But that's going to be a totally different situation. Not live in front of billions of people, although I guess possibly live before billions of
billions.
people. So we'll see.
I like that. Billions. Billions. The billions of people.
Yes.
Anyways, number 3, Annika Most from Kent State. She is just quintessential beauty. Her lines, her extensions on balance beam. She has different skills, huge flexibility. If you guys have heard us talk about her before in club because of Yahtzee awards and beam mounts, and she's just gorgeous. Bars, she has great releases, great form. I just can't wait to see what she's going to do in college. I've seen her on beam and bars so far on the internet, so I'm really excited to see because she will be a tremendous beam scorer for the Golden Flashes.
Yes, little detail here that many may not know. Annika made her first Jaeger at nationals. Caught her Jaeger for the first time, Annika that is, and but I love her illusion stuff. She does so many fun stuff on balance beam with illusions and holds and scales and all kinds of fun stuff. It's just fun to watch, and definitely I would say that she'd probably be in a beam lineup for sure from Kent State, so it'll be fun to watch.
Next, number 4, Kennedy Cooper from Western. Bars and floor. Those have always been 2 events that she's really excelled at, so I'm really looking forward to see if she is going to break into any of those lineups. She has huge tumbling and an incredibly huge bar dismount. I just cannot wait to see what she does. I actually choreographed her very first optional floor routine, so I've watched her for many years. So I can't wait. I just can't wait to see, and I'm so excited and glad that she's competing in college at Western, and I'm excited for her.
Yeah, they have a couple front double fulls on floor, so the E there, but no Western gymnast that I know of has done a major full in or double layout type pass, and Kennedy Cooper has that. She has a full in for her first pass, so it'll be exciting to see that addition also to the Broncos floor lineup as well this season, for sure.
And number 5, rounding out my top 5 here, Ellie Monahan. I have loved this gymnast for years, especially because of her work on beam. She does have a different vault also, which is stellar. She does it great, but it's beam for me. That she'd have front toss to Corbett, which gave me a Corbett on the beam any day, and I am a happy camper. So I just love her on beam. I can't wait to watch her on balance beam college. I hope she keeps her Corbett in her routine. And I'm excited for her, and she's at Penn State. I wanted to go to Penn State years ago. I love Penn State. So I am really excited to see if she can break into the beam lineup her freshman year.
Yeah, and the vault she's talking about, she does a Suk full on vault. It's a very nice vault, very difficult to do well. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about her, but I have an athlete now at Penn State, and she was telling me during Thanksgiving that, she's doing them, they're getting better as the weeks go on, so we'll be excited to see that. But she also has a very nice front layout, front double full on floor. That's always exciting to watch. And Ellie's another one, as Kim said, that's just fun to watch and excited to see. Penn State. And we have Nittany Lions. We have several schools this year, Kim, that we can talk about them because they have alums. It's not just throw them in what would be our Fab Five. We're going to get to what our new segment is in a little bit. But yeah, it's exciting. Do we get to talk about more schools now that we have some alums, in other schools that we haven't had in the past. So breaking down my five, my first one, Olivia Dittmer from Central Michigan. And I have let Olivia here first because if those of you who know, Olivia has had a club career. She has battled a lot and has come out on the high end of that. She is looking really good coming out of club. I know her beam has always been great. She has a triple flight layout, which is really, really nice. Very good on floor. Can imagine her doing on floor. I know, Kim, you talked a lot about her floor routine, and it was actually, I think, nominated for a Yahtzee Award this past season from Nationals. She was a all-star on floor, actually on vault as well, I think, maybe.
I think so.
And so vault, vault, floor, balance beam, that's kind of where she would do her biggest impact for the Central Michigan Chippewas. So we're definitely excited. I am excited for sure to see Olivia and just to see what college gymnastics brings for her.
What I'm excited to see with Olivia is her floor routine. She always has beautiful floor, beautiful lines, beautiful dance and expression. And as you said, she was an all-star on floor, nominated for Yahtzee Awards, but she comes from a competitive dance background also, which definitely is going to make her floor routines that much more fun in college. So I'm really looking forward to Olivia on floor.
Yeah, we look forward to that. One of our favorite programs to watch in the MAC Conference, as many of you know, we tend to focus on the Big Ten and the MAC Conference because that's where most of our alums end up going to, is Ball State. And we have a slew of alums at Ball State, but the freshman Braylon Rickey. And Braylon's always been one of my favorite athletes to watch, especially on bars. Her ginger is enormous. Her form is gorgeous. And her double layout, she sticks most of the time. And so it's very excited to hopefully see that in college because this is the time to, really get that stick. She's good on, pretty much good all-arounder on all four events. She was an all-arounder at the All-Star session this past year at Nationals. And so I look forward to seeing what Ball State uses her on and how she contributes to the Ball State program this year.
She's another one that I'm excited to watch on floor. She's always had great floor. I'm excited to watch her at Ball State, just to add to that floor lineup because we've lost some incredible floor routines from them, so she'll definitely add to that.
Exactly. Katie Dupe, as we call her, but Duplessis. We just call her Dupe. Usually that's how she goes by. From MSU, she's a freshman. One of the best Yurchenko 1.5s there is. It's very, very nice. Big. She did it very nice at Nationals. The problem is they've got a lot of them at Michigan State. They've got a lot of big vaults. So we'll have to see where Katie comes in. Very nice bars, very huge ray, very nice dismount, full in on floor. Can do a whip double back. I'm not sure if that will come back. It was in the club for a little bit, and then they had to change it due to compositional issues. But we'll see if that comes back for club. It would be awesome for her to do whip double back last pass and a full in first pass. That would be awesome.
She also has a triple series on beam.
She does. She's an all-around package for sure. Who knows if we'll see her in the all-around, as we have quite a few athletes who do the all-around that are Region 5 alums there. But we're looking forward to see what Katie can do and does for MSU this year.
So I did see her parents a couple weeks ago at a meet. They were at Gymnastics on the Grand, and I love when I get to see her parents. They're so sweet, and they're just looking forward to a really great season for her, and they're really excited to watch her be a Spartan for the first time. Yes,
definitely. I'm sure lots of good things coming for Katie as she moves through her Spartan career. Rylan Garvey from Western Michigan University. We've seen her compete already. bars, beam, and I think she may have done floor. I'm not 100%. I didn't get to see it. They didn't show it, but they did show her bars and they did show her beam. She has added a skill. We're going to talk about it in a little while to her bar routine, which is awesome. But she has some good gymnastics. She has fun gymnastics. She is just one that is exciting to watch and like just a great athlete. Funny as heck, just one of those personality type people, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Western does with her gymnastics, as well as obviously some of the side antics. She's already done the TikToks, and she's getting her classmates into the TikToks, sliding down hills in the snow, and all the snow we've had so far. But it's just a fun time, and definitely she's making the most of her college career. In the short few months that she's been at Western. So looking forward to seeing her.
For her, it's floor for me again. I fell in love with her floor routine through regionals and nationals last year, and she just has such expression. I can't wait to commentate a meet that she's competing at because I have so much to say. But she has such expression. She just really channels like the emotion in the routine and her beam routine. She's just fierce, and I can't wait. I'm so excited to watch her at Western.
Yeah, and maybe she'll have the 5 in her routine again, or the 5 into the camera. Maybe she'll just keep that.
Yep.
Because you have to when you're a Region 5 alum.
Or she can just keep it when she comes to meets that I'm at.
That's true. She can just do that. Hey, Kim's here. Let's put the 5 in the camera so she can talk about it.
I'll talk about it anyways,
exactly.
Whether she does it or not.
And then my 5th, I somewhat cheated. I kept Kim to 5, but I lumped the Mizzou freshman class as a whole. We have 3 on the freshman class at Mizzou. I think there's a class of 5, I believe, 5 or 6. I don't remember the exact number.
I think it's 5.
But 3 of which are our alums. Rayleigh Jackson, looking forward to seeing her back in gymnastics. She had a labrum tear last year, did not compete in her senior year, unfortunately. Looking forward to seeing her back. She's a national beam champion, a national bar champion in the past for level 10, and just a phenomenal athlete as a whole. Has done Yurchenko 1.5, so they have a lot to work with there. Lisa Zybert from JPAC in Indiana. Tried a little bit for Romania, competed a little bit, there, tried to dwell on that, but came back and did an awesome job for us in Region 5 her senior year. Awesome bar worker. Very pretty on bars. Gorgeous dance and lines on all the events, but bars is definitely one of her specialties. And definitely, I think she will bring a lot to that lineup as well as others in this year, hopefully, in the years to come. And then Kaya Tanskinen. Kaya, obviously international elite for Finland. That's her dad is Finnish, and so she was able to compete for Finland the last how many years. She's been to Europeans, she's been to 2 Worlds. It's just that type of athlete, looking, I think, beyond to doing 2028.
She's also Northern European champion and 2-time Finnish national champion.
So she's racking up the stats there in elite. She's a great athlete. Wonderful on all 4 events. Be interested to see what vaults she would do. She can do the Suk entries. She can do the Yurchenko entries. Great bars. Big skills on floor. I know she can double layout, full in. She can do all of it. Balance beam, lots of triple flight and other skills. So she's got the package. We'll be interested to see how they use her. But excited to see this class. This is probably the most underrated class I think people are talking about in the NCAA, and I'm looking forward to it.
This class is literally stacked. Like these 3 alone they bring so much to the table. And I cannot wait to watch them because I just think putting them in any lineup, they're going to be amazing. And already watching them through social media and all that, Rayleigh, I think Rayleigh's really come out of her shell a lot in college so far. I've seen her doing all these crazy TikToks and just the photos that they're taking. Mizzou is going to be a force to be reckoned with this year, I think. And I personally cannot wait to see what this class holds. Like, we've literally watched these 3 grow up, and the fact that they're in college now is crazy, especially Kaya, because I've watched her from her very first rubber ducky splish splash floor routine to now. And I cannot wait to watch what these young ladies are going to do in college because it's going to be exceptional. And as you said with Lisa, beautiful lines, beautiful dance, beautiful bars. She's actually originally from Michigan as well, so I've seen her a little bit grow up in her beginning years of gymnastics. So I'm so excited. This is going to be just an incredible season for these 3, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the one of the most underestimated classes. I think we haven't really heard many people talk about them. From that standpoint, but I think more discussion is going to be had in the gymternet and the college circles once they start competing, because they are phenomenal athletes, each and every one of them in their own rights. Kim, we have no more COVID fifth years. It is no more.
No.
However, I never said we don't have fifth years. They're just not COVID fifth years. Sun Devil, now Nittany Lion. That would be Cassie Barbonente, one of my former athletes. She's now in business school at Penn State and is going to swing some bars for the Lions. She's looking great. I saw a routine. I will probably post it on our Instagram from their in-gym inner squad. Looking good. Still vaults over the bar. I know Kim's excited about that. Basically the same exact routine, but I do have to say, she has cleaned up some of the lines. It looks tighter. It's a little bit more handstands. It's a little, flatter in the hips and stuff, and the landings and stuff. So that's going to be good for Penn State as well in the Big Ten. And I know Cassie, hovers around that 9.9 all the time, but the little details, I think she'll be in the 9.9s consistently this year. And plus, I think she's going to be more in the back of their lineup, and so that'll help. She usually was number 1 or 2 at Arizona State. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, she looks great. The routines I saw online, she looks great. She looks fit. She looks energetic. She looks ready to go. And her routine is just so solid that I'm excited. It's going to be a good year for Cassie.
I've been joking with her. I mean, you've been doing this for 8 years, this routine for almost 8 years. So I think it's probably, good enough that you can do it in your sleep. But I know she's excited and loving Penn State. She loves Penn State. It's a very quick turnaround because it's only a year program. So it literally is like in and out. But her sister is also there. She's on the softball team at Penn State. And so that's fun to see both of them. And I know the Barbonentes are in Happy Valley a lot and have a very difficult season this year to balance both athletes. So good luck to them.
At least they only have to wear one color of clothing now.
That is true. The color of clothing, it does not have anything to do in the same colors as Arkansas. But Arkansas has taken in 2 of our alums, though. Maddie Wellagora from Alabama has, moved up a little, or moved over, like kind of towards more west, I guess, northwest, to Arkansas. And Caitlin Ewald has kind of slid over from Illinois to Arkansas for her 5th year. Interested to see how both of those athletes factor into lineups, because Arkansas, if those who don't remember, was at nationals last year, and they won in their region, or were second in their region, I'm sorry, and qualified on. So both have experience, both have competed multiple events for their previous programs. Both good on bars. Caitlin and Maddie are also very good on floor. Both have unique styles into what they do. I know you've always loved Maddie Wellgora's floor routines.
Yes,
but they've got a stack lineup there, and of course we've seen Jocelyn now compete as well. So it'll be interesting to see. I anticipate them being in a lineup or 2, maybe not as much of an impact as they were in their other schools, however, but we'll see. And 2 have made a comeback this year from hiatus a year ago, Kim. I know we're excited. We've talked a little bit about Mizzou, but of course, Helen Hugh.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. It's like she never left.
No. She's already wowed us on the balance beam already. Doing her normal gymnastics, her front aerial to scale, looks like she's never not been on the balance beam. Who knows?
Let's talk about her beam mount.
Yes.
I mean, she's still bendy as ever. Yep. And like, I saw that routine recently and I'm like, it's like she's never left. No. She's been there the whole time.
Beautiful Diamondov at the end before her dismount. It's not anything new that we aren't used to seeing, but it's just, we're seeing it again. And that's what's fun. Get to see that. And then Q, Jaquavia Henderson, she, as we said, she could just walk around eating her Oreos and hot tamales for all we care. But I feel she's going to do a few full ins, maybe some 1.5s on vault, maybe do a double back off beam this year, Jaquavia. We'll see. But anyway, we'll definitely we're looking for those 10s for both of them. Both of these athletes, they need a 10. Give them a 10. They deserve it. But
I'm just really interested to see what Q, what are you going to do? Because like, we haven't seen any videos yet of you. I haven't, we've seen Helen, but like Q, what are you going to do, girl? Like, I can't wait. Are you going to do all around? I know we've seen her in pictures.
Yeah, she's there.
I've like, every time I watch any kind of social media video, I'm like in the background looking, I'm like, Q, are you there?
Yeah.
And, we have a boy that goes to Iowa. I kind of want to be like, hey, have you seen this person doing gymnastics yet? But I'm excited. I can't wait to see what events she's going to do. Are you going to do all around? Are you just going to specialize? Like, what are you going to do besides eat Oreos and hot tamales?
Which is fine. You can do that.
She can stand on the sideline in her coat and eat Oreos and hot tamales. We don't care, but as long as she's there.
Correct. But we are excited to see what Q offers Iowa's program in her 5th year. We're just happy that she's come back. Not sure exactly why she left, but we are excited that we see her back. We have one more transfer that we're going to mention, and that would be Tara Walsh. And Kim, she has gone from orange back to orange.
She has. She started in her college career in orange, and she's ending it in orange. I commented that on her mom's Facebook a couple weeks ago when her mom posted some pictures or some video of inner squad or whatever. I'm like, starting in orange, ending in orange. Look at her go. But this is another athlete that I have seen since very, very little grow up. And, she's had a hard time in her college career a little bit with some injuries and everything. But I was very excited to see that she decided to take a 5th year. I didn't care where she took it, but I'm glad that she's taking it and looking amazing, especially on balance beam and vault. She's looking so good, and I cannot wait to see her in lineups, in meets. I just want Tara to finish out her gymnastics in a way she wants to, being happy, being proud of it, and not injured. So I'm just glad that she's taking this 5th year, as from seeing her grow up from a little kid, I'm just really excited for her, and I can't wait to see what this season holds at Clemson for her.
Yeah, she started her career in Auburn, went to Michigan State, and now is in Clemson, and so that adds another alum to the Clemson lineups, possibly for us to talk about, as well as obviously Lily Lippett. Down our list, Haley Klein, as Kim says, is looking fine. She likes to rhyme.
I do like to rhyme.
Funny. But I do agree. Haley was one of my top athletes to watch in 2024 as a freshman. I'm excited to see what she brings out for us to see this season in 2025. She competed in 3 of the events for Arkansas Razorbacks: vault with the Yurchenko 1.5, balance beam, and floor exercise. She was good on bars in club, and so we'll see what Chris has been able to do and see if she's an all-arounder. I remember Jordan, when we had her on the podcast, saying that that's the plan for her to get into the all-around, so we'll have to see that, but excited for that. She did a lot for Arkansas in her freshman year, and I expect to see her more again this season. Gwen Cantu.
Cantu, not Cantonu.
I should know that since I know her. We have seen her on beam, and she does have a new skill on beam, or a new series on beam, Kim, this season.
Yeah, she's doing a triple series.
Yes, she is.
And it's gorgeous.
And we know that she was out last year, or middle of last year, with an elbow issue. She's very good on bars as well. Very nice Jaeger. A double layout that's awesome and usually sticks, but I'm not sure how much bars she'll be doing with the elbow.
She did learn the jump over the high bar or low bar mount.
Yes, the one
which I'm excited for. But I heard when she goes home, she might be doing some bars when she goes home for Christmas. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
Reese Samuelson is a sophomore that definitely stands out because her freshman year wasn't quite what I think she wanted. Definitely came in as a talented freshman, especially on bars. She's made some changes on bars, gone back to her Jaeger versus her Maloney type routine, which I'm excited about. As most people know, I'm much happier with the single bar release routines than the Maloney routines. But definitely looking forward to her. She's on beam as well in the inner squad, or the exhibition meet at Michigan, and definitely bars and beam are 2 places that she will contribute. She also is good on floor, can be good on floor, can be a backup on floor, so we'll see what Western Michigan does with Reese this year, but I'm glad and excited to see her back, especially on bars, because she has scored in club near 10 on bars, for in many times, 9.9s, 9.95s, so. One Kim and I talked a lot about last year on the podcast, and that would be Allie Shop from Western Michigan. Floor, awesome, beautiful. I know Kim will talk more about her, I'm sure, this season. Beam also very good. She's one that does bring you into her routines, and you can't help but not to watch. And it's awesome to see, and it's fun to watch, Allie. And I'm glad to see her having success last year, and then obviously continue this year for the Western Michigan Broncos. I will let you talk about Zoe Pilfrey, because I know this is one of your favorite athletes from Region 5.
She is a sophomore at Central, and last year she got in the lineup. I believe she competed in 8 meets last year. I just hope she can compete in more this year. She's been really doing vault and beam a lot. Gorgeous on both those events, but guess what? It's floor for me. Like, her floor routine, she's gone to nationals as an all-star on floor a couple times. It's her floor routine for me. Beautiful floor routine. She has great tumbling, great dance. She really pulls you into her routine. And, they're going to need some great floor also. I mean, they've lost Hallie Hornbacher. They lost Katie Kowalski, both great floor workers. So I'm really hoping to maybe see her break into the actual floor lineup, not just an exhibition spot, because she is that good on floor. She is great on floor, always been huge floor scores in club, and I want to see her on floor. Christine, help me out here, girl. Christine, hello, I need to see her on floor. Thanks. I'm just saying.
Yes. As you wrote in the notes, doing more, and then I put on floor. There you go.
Look at you rhyming, and you're not a rhymer.
We're just rhyming all over the place on this show.
We're so good.
We have a return from an injury last year, Leah Kamichik from Central Michigan. We saw her debut 1.5s towards the end, towards the middle of the kind of the early beginning, middle of the season, and then she went down with an ACL injury, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Am I right on that? I think I'm pretty sure.
You were
ACL
right.
Surgery.
On a 1.5.
On the 1.5, unfortunately. So we'll see if that comes back. But she's gorgeous on bars. Beautiful gymnastics. Loved watching Leah. And I believe she's a senior this year. So, who knows? We'll see. Maybe talk about her as a fifth year next year. But looking forward to definitely what she can come back and do.
She's a junior this year. So we
will see her next year for sure. But maybe we'll see her fifth year as well. That's what Kim does. Kim tells me what the years they are. I can't keep track. And so, I just talk about the gymnastics, and Leah is beautiful to watch. And like I said, we'd love to see the year Chinka 1.5, but I'm glad to hopefully see her back on bars. Another one has an absolutely gorgeous double layout off bars. Stephanie Lepster.
Oh my God.
We haven't seen much of her, but I know that
we didn't. Listen, I've seen her in beam and floor in the socials. I choreographed one of her floor routines many moons ago. But I absolutely love her. And if any of you remember, her and her sister did our first day in the life during the COVID. But let me tell you, her beam and floor are so good. Like, why are you not in this lineup? Well, because, MSU things. But I'm really hoping to see her in the beam and floor lineup this year. I've seen great routines on all the socials, and she really needs to have her time to shine. And I am really hoping that with the routines they've lost, with graduation and, people moving on, that she will get into those two lineups, because let me tell you, she's amazing. She's a club mate of Katie Dupes, and she just knows how to work a floor and a beam. So again, Mike, can we put her in the lineup? Nicole, can we put her in the lineup? Let's
just see her exhibition at least. We get to see her compete. That's fun. But yeah.
Yeah, but I want to see her in a lineup.
I understand that, but sometimes you gotta get in the exhibition spot and then get yourself in the lineup. So hopefully we'll see that.
I know. Let's go, Stephanie.
There you go. Another Michigan State Spartan we didn't get to see last year, and I've already put in a comment. Planet of Gymnastics, who of course is led by, or is one of our Region 5 alums, Hannah. Runs that site or that channel, Planet of Gymnastics, asked what sophomore stood out the most, and she tagged Taylor DeFree's bar routine. And for those of you who may have not seen it, I love Taylor, awesome gymnastics. She always does bars well and fun to watch. But my sophomore that I want to see is Biz.
Yeah. Oh my God, Biz.
Yes.
What? Can you do beam yet? What are you doing?
Isabella.
Biz, where are you?
Trostel from Michigan State. She was a Buckeye gymnast. She was out last year because she tore her ACL. and we didn't get to see her. Beam is phenomenal. She does a beautiful Inoti on balance beam. She can do other events, obviously, but balance beam is her standout. I know you put here, can you do beam yet? But yeah, I mean, just looking forward to what she can do on beam. She can triple flight. She also connects like the front, like similar to Ella Shamati, the front aerial back handspring layout.
She balances on her face. Like,
that's it.
Come on.
Kim. No, I agree. I agree.
She balances on her face and does an Inoti. That's all I need. But remember, she was working like crazy dismounts before, like connected.
Oh yeah, long connected series. She's definitely one of the sophomores that I am for sure looking forward to because we didn't get to see it all in her freshman year.
Because she had that ACL thing. Yeah. And let me tell you, I've not seen her on any of the socials like doing things. So like, Biz, girl, can we get in a beam lineup? Mike, Nicole. Exhibition. What is she doing? We need her. You need her. The world needs her on beam.
Kennedy Griffin.
Oh my God, what's your floor going to be this year, girl? Like Beyonce every year is what we were told. Like it's going to be a Beyonce inspired all 4 years. So what is it going to be this year? I don't know, but I can't wait.
Yeah, another Missouri Tiger. We keep talking about it. Missouri, watch out. They've got some athletes.
They do.
It's going to be fun to watch. So, but yeah, definitely like to see what she's put out there. She also Yurchenko 1.5s on vault.
It's always floor for me with her. She jumps, leaps, she tumbles, she dances. She got the face. Yeah, college floor was made for her.
Yeah, she definitely jumps. She gets up there on those leaps and jumps as well. So it's fun to watch. So watch out. Like I said, Missouri, they've got the athletes. Layla Hammer from Maryland. We got to see her last year. She's putting the hammer
down on beam this year.
She is.
She's putting the hammer down on beam this year. Triple series.
Triple series and added series for them. We talk about Layla. We didn't even know she was doing college gymnastics until we saw her in a roster. We're like, what? I didn't even know she was doing gymnastics. We thought she was done coaching, whatever, and she didn't do her senior year in terms of competing, but she definitely made an impact on Maryland last year. I want to see her on bars. Not sure if that's the case. She does a gorgeous Stalder blind into a Jaeger. Love it. So we'll see if she's back on bars this year, but definitely a balance beam, a triple flight new. We anticipate her being in the B lineup as she pretty much was in the beam lineup almost all last year. So, Kim.
What?
We talked about earlier in the beginning of the podcast that there are schools that we rarely were able to talk about because we just didn't have alums and we just never really paid attention. San Jose State.
Yes.
We have two.
We do. We do have two. And they're two amazing alums, national competitors. One competed internationally for the Philippines, and the other one spins on her back on floor. So.
True story.
And let me tell you, if that's not in her floor routine, I only saw part of that floor routine on the socials from the thing. If the back flip over to the back spin is not in there, San Jose State, I don't know you very well, but we're gonna get to know each other. It needs to still be in there. I'm just saying. Do not take out the signature moves.
Madison Gustitis from Legacy Elite, and as well as Sammy Makasu from Legacy Elite. We all know the Makasu name also because her sister, Stephanie, is a gymnast at Townsend and does a great job on bars and beam, usually in the lineup on those two events. Now the Makasus have to split their time on different sides of the country with
that's a big split.
It is a big split with Sam being now at San Jose State. Definitely both of them can impact lineups 100% like from the get-go. Gustitis has put on quite a show in the last year or two. She was a Nastia qualifier. She is big-time gymnastics, double layout dismount unveiled at nationals. She used to do the toe front half, now double layout, full in on floor, triple flight on beam that she can do. She was kind of in and out with that, but she can do it. But who knows? We'll see. But I'm excited that we actually maybe get to talk about San Jose State now that we have some alums there doing some gymnastics. So looking forward to that.
I'm excited.
We tried to, as we said, go full out in our coverage each week of the NCAA season. And though, who goes full out? Full Out Recruiting. They're focused on helping their clients reach their college gymnastics goals with resources and guidance to athletes, coaches, and parents throughout the college recruiting process. they go full out to make the experience a fun and productive one. We'll be mentioning those alums that used full out on the shows throughout the season, as our region's athletes are using full out more and more to get their college recruiting needs met. Thank you to Full Out Recruiting for sponsoring the College Salute podcast and for your continued support of the Region 5 media platform. Hey, Kim, do you know how you can follow more of the College Salute content?
I don't know, but I know you're going to tell me how.
I will tell you. You should watch. I mean, you may learn some more about these Region 5 athletes so that you're able to commentate, Eastern about the Region 5 athletes, tell the stories and what have you.
Yes, I should.
Yes, because, you haven't been dealing with Region 5 long enough.
No. I'm brand new. First day. We have 2 social channels completely dedicated to our Region 5 alums. You have to check out the R5 College Salute podcast on Instagram. That's where you can see videos of our alums in action. It's where our podcast links are posted. And of course, all the awesome photos Kim takes during the NCAA season. Hopefully she gets some opportunities to do that, as she's going to be commentating or coaching, obviously, for her club kids a lot every weekend. So hopefully she'll get a chance to get out there and get some photos. Do you like watching college routines? I do.
You do? Well, we have a podcast YouTube channel, Kim, at R5 College Salute. Yep, we do.
Crazy.
You need to subscribe. We have segments from our podcast routines from each week of the NCAA. That's where our Alumni Monday routines are posted, so you can see more. I collect more than I end up putting up, so you can definitely see that. We try to also put some videos from our R5 University, or Region 5 University. Video shorts of skills from preseason and season, and our new College Salute Live. Yes,
What?
Kim, we're
What
going
is that,
live.
Jason?
We'll have more of that.
Tell me more.
We will in a little bit, but we are going live this year. Follow and subscribe to both these social channels to keep up with the Region 5 alums all year long. Our Region 5 University, Kim, that's in our 3rd year.
That is just craziness.
It is crazy. We have our 3rd year. For those of you who are new to our show, let me explain what this is. Each week during the season, we pick 3 meets, usually one on Friday, one on Saturday, and one on Sunday. And the alums in these competitions make up our possible lineup scores for our university that week. We break down some of the highlights from these meets, and then we talk about our alum routines that made the top 5 for each week. We don't break ties, so we will talk about if there's 15 tie for 9-9, we talk about all the 9-9s. We do top 5 scores. I know we've battled back and forth if we do 5 athletes or 5 scores, but then it ends up being that they all tie in the NCAA. We know that. So we have to talk about multiple athletes and multiple routines. We try to, make it diverse and try our best to cover different meets when we can, and the ones we know we're going to be able to see. That's another problem. Sometimes we don't get meets onto YouTube until like Tuesday, and we record, so it's like we don't have time to watch. So we try to pick the ones we know we're going to see, ESPN Plus, ESPN, those type of meets. But we talk about the routines, and over the course of the season, we keep track of our team scores, and we compare how they fare against the country. So it's kind of like our own personal fantasy gymnastics, but in a different way, because we pick our routines based on the scores that, we pick the meets and then the scores. It's not like necessarily a team and then whatever they score that week they score. We get to pick the highest 5 scores. So for week 1, we have Ball State, SEMO, ISU, at the school we've been talking about all this podcast, Missouri. That's going to be a fun one. We have alums at every single one of those universities, of course. CMU at Minnesota. That'll be an interesting one as well. And we may get Miss CMU commentator this year on our podcast. Elena, she does a lot of actually, she probably does them all. Right, Kim? She does all of CMU's home meets as the commentator. So we'll see if we can get her on the podcast occasionally, especially for CMU type events, and her being in the them being in the R5 University the first week. Maybe she can join us for week 1, and then Michigan at Denver will be there. And I'm hoping that is going to be a meet that's televised. Otherwise, it's usually on YouTube. And again, hopefully we'll get it. So, Ball State, SEMO, ISU at Missouri, CMU at Minnesota, and Michigan at Denver will be our week 1 Region 5 University. Lots of alums to talk about, and hopefully some big scores to kick off our first week with the highest score possible to get in that with those 197, 198s. All right. Kim, College Salute Live. Are we crazy? I think we are.
A little bit.
We're going live this year, and we hope many will join us for our live this year on our College Salute YouTube channel. We are going to go live and watch a competition together. Now, of course, the competition will not be shown on our video, as we can't do that, obviously. It's not allowed. But we will be watching the meet. You can watch the meet. We'll basically give you where we are in the competition. We'll put a link in the description and anywhere we post so you can watch the meet. And we're going to talk. And hopefully, each and every one will have an alum with us. So it's kind of like an alumni conversation, sort of. We'll talk, a little bit about the alum, what they liked about the university, maybe some insights into lineups, insights to what they do behind the scenes, all those type fun things. Our first one is going to be Western Michigan versus MSU. And that's going to be a fun one to do. That's our first week. That's Saturday, January 4th. The first weekend of NCAA competition, and we'll see. We're trying to figure out what alumni guests we're going to have. Our one that we had has a wedding, so unfortunately she won't make it, but we'll try to find somebody to come on with us and talk Western Michigan Broncos and Michigan State Spartans. So that'll be fun, but it'll be on our YouTube channel. We will definitely post links to it, and come join us, talk, comments, give us some questions if you have any to answer or anything, or the alum to answer. It'll be fun to have you come and watch the meet with us. If you're going to watch, might as well watch with us. So College Salute Live on our College Salute YouTube channel. And it gives Kim more time to talk, in front of a camera.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. We have our D2-3 spotlight each and every week on our show, as well as we post it on our socials. We try very hard to find those, get the videos, and see. It's difficult to talk about, obviously, the D3 athletes, D2, D3 athletes each week is a big production because of the fact that they tend to have lower scores, unfortunately, which some gymnastics is not, anywhere under what SEC or any of the other Big Ten is doing. So, but we definitely want to spotlight our alums in the NCAA D2 and 3, and so we have a spotlight each and every week on the show. Okay, our newest segment, They Did That.
They did that.
It's going to be called They Did That, and that's because a lot of times we're like, they did that? What? We have, obviously our Fab Five was always a long list, and so we kind of wanted to separate it, 5, and then whatever Kim felt she needed to talk about, they did that, as well as me. I mean, I do have some comments here and there about things. But anyway, it can be upgrades. Like I mentioned, Raylene Garvey, her Tkachev on bars. She did a Tkachev on bars, Kim.
She did. That's
new.
Correct.
She was working it. It's not 100% new like she learned it in college. She did have it, but they didn't use it. She does that beautiful blind straddle back, which every program has their signature skill. UGA, that blind straddle back is a signature skill in that program. But Tkachev, I was excited to see that. That's awesome. It can also be negative, at least in our eyes, like the Big Ten plus minus. Only showing Ella Chamati's beam dismount. Kim, that's a crime.
Yeah,
that's a crime.
That is a crime. It's a crime to gymnastics all over the world.
Yes. If you cannot see the whole balance beam routine of Ella Chamati, why even show her? Well, Of course, we want to see her, regardless if it's a 1.5 and she sticks the landing, or back handspring 1.5, and sticks the landing. But still, we need to see the whole routine. Absolutely gorgeous routine. But any Ella Chamati fans, you probably have already listened or watched, but make sure you check out her alumni conversation, and you can listen to or watch it, like we said, on the College Salute YouTube channel, and get a lot more of Ella Chamati. She's got a lot of stories and fun stuff. Kim and her banter about a bunch of stuff. I sit there and twiddle my thumbs as I listen, but they've known each other for years, and so it was fun. It was a great time, and you can catch more of Ella in that. But hopefully, the Big Ten, if Ella's up, you're watching the whole routine, please. Check out the whole routine. And then it could be something that catches our eye. We have a lot of those things during the week, especially, for instance, Kim, Utah, taking us back to the 1980s. And no one better to do that than fifth year Jalen Gilstrap.
But did they take us back to the 80s or the 70s?
Oh, maybe the 70s. But 80s did too, I think, at the beginning of the 80s. Maybe not the 1988, but, 1980. But yes, you're right. 70s for sure.
We're going to have to look that up, because on the piano it did say like 1975 to 2025. So I'm like, maybe it's the 70s that they had the piano. But we're going to do some Googling later.
Yes.
to find that for sure. Because I was like, 80s, what? Okay. Anyways, Utah. So they decided to, bring in a pianist, a piano player, to do their beam and Jalen Gilstrap's floor routine. I didn't realize they did beam until, I deep dived a little more into the YouTube video. But let me tell you, I have always joked that I want to perform floor to piano music because, my gym is from 1960 and I was like, oh, how great, we should do that. Never got, but this is great. I absolutely love that they did this. Now, the man, his name is Toby Scott. He has many letters after his last name. This man is not just a composer and a pianist. Let me tell you a little bit about this man first. He has a master's degree in exercise science, strength and conditioning certified, trampoline and tumbling. He did that himself. Coaches at Ascend, friend to Region 5, and evidently composes music and plays the piano exceptionally well. Like, what does this man not do, Toby Scott? He follows us also, so shout out to Toby. But, like, for real? What else do you do, man? What else? Anyways, so he sat down and played piano for every single beam routine. I'm not crying, you're crying. As soon as Anna Podarati, I can't say her.
Podarata.
Yeah, I can't see her last name. She mounted the beam and he started playing, and her first extension of the arm, I was like, oh, that is gorgeous. I'm not crying, you're crying. It was gorgeous. And then continued to play, but he played their beam music, okay? Like the one that they normally do beam to, he just played it on the piano. But it just adds a little something extra. I love a good violin and violin and piano in a floor routine and a beam. Just give it to me. But he sat down with Jalen Gilstrap and composed. For those of you in the back, composed a piece of music specifically for her, matching her movements, her artistry. Like, he didn't really play a piece that already existed. There were some snippets, I think, of like Piano Man from Billy Joel, but like he literally just watched how she moved and how she danced and how her floor routine went. But it was beautiful. Like, I literally sat there and cried watching it because it was gorgeous. And then I went and read her little blurb on Instagram about why she did it and being part of the legacy and of gymnastics and et cetera, et cetera. You can read it on her Instagram. I sat there and cried while reading it. I was like, Jesus, okay, I wasn't ready for this morning, but here we are. And it was gorgeous. And it's not like they're going to do this at all their home meets or anything. You're not allowed to play with live music in real meets. This was their mock meet or inner squad or what have you. It was exceptional and it was a great idea. And I think they need to do it at more meets. My main concern was, like, how did they hear the piano all the way over by the beam with all the people? I mean, speakers obviously and microphones, but oh my God, like, it was gorgeous. And he was on point every step of the way. Toby Scott, hats off to you. Round of applause. You are exceptional. I want to meet you. You're an exceptional human being to be able to do that. And Jalen, wow. Floor routine was gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Flawless.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, her floor music this year was composed by Toby, and it is Piano Man, and it will be a composed version of it, but he played it for her.
Oh, okay.
Instead of playing the music on the like they will in the meet. That is her floor music. He composed that. Yeah, he composed that music, but then ended up playing it. So I think it's like an updated version, like an upbeated version of Piano Man for competition, but she had him play it on the piano for the competition, because that's the only music that he actually played for floor routines.
Right, was hers. Yeah.
Yes, but he did the music. That's what I think I got from that, is that her music this year will be Piano Man, and it's just maybe a little more techno version. Who knows? Maybe it's not. Yeah. But he played the music for her. Well, on the piano. So
he's an exceptional human being, because, I mean, how many things can you do, dude? Like,
a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Utah is stacked. I got to see Avery Neff. Everyone's waiting for Avery Neff to compete. But they've got a big lineup on every event. So I'm not sure how they're going to make their lineups. Same with LSU. LSU's elite freshman class is just ridiculous.
And when you say elite, you mean like actual elite.
Elite, like they're all elites.
All of them.
Like pretty much every one of them. They all look great. I watched their 101. That looks great. So LSU is stacked. Oklahoma is in the SEC, Kim.
They are.
Crazy. Utah is going to be in the Big 12. UCLA is in the Big 10. Kim, you may actually get to see UCLA more often over the course of the next few years.
Yeah, but this year I won't because somebody.
I know. We have a meet. I think we have some type of Region 5 Insider Classic during the Michigan UCLA.
Yeah, I'm
meet.
not going to be there for that. I'm going to drive back home to watch.
I'm sure you
UCLA.
Are. I mean, it's crazy, but to have UCLA in the Big Ten. But, it's just with these realignments, these changes of conferences, all this, hoopla that's gone on, it's going to be another exciting year in college gymnastics. And, we always are excited to watch our Region 5 alums. We're going to hopefully catch several of them live in person. I'm hoping to get to some of the Big Four competitions, at least one of them for sure. And so, it's going to be fun. Hopefully we get to some conference championships, maybe, probably not a regional, but this year, but who knows? We'll see what the season brings. It's not as convenient this year as, it's not in Michigan like it was last year. Kim just hop, skip, and a jump and she's there. So we'll have to see, but definitely looking forward to our freshmen debuts. We will obviously talk about the debuts each week on our show. If anyone debuts and talk about their gymnastics, make sure we check it out, find the video. We look for it. Either we get it or ask our alums to give them to us so we can see it. But we try to make sure our alums are all talked about when they debut a routine or two. But we're definitely looking forward to another fun year, and make sure you check out all of our media. And follow us for another great season for college gymnastics. Looking forward to it.
Help more people find our podcast by rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the College Salute podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or alums you would like us to have on the show, please feel free to email us at region5insider@gmail.com. Thanks again to Full Out Recruiting and all of our subscribers. We could not do this without your support. Follow us on all of our social media accounts for the most up-to-date information on what's going on in Region 5.
Thanks again for listening, and we look forward to bringing you our take on the week's action every Wednesday, and exciting for our new College Salute Live, and a chance to watch a meet together and interact live. Remember, our first live will be Western Michigan versus Michigan State on Saturday, January 4th. And then we will be back Wednesday, January 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, I believe it is, January 8th, for a recap on week 1. Stay tuned to our social media for when we go live. We are ready for the season, so talk to you soon for more spine-breaking coverage of our Region 5 alums. And always remember to follow, like, and subscribe. We're going live in 2025. Peace out, Region 5.
5, 5, 5, 5, 5.